Welcome to Layer the Alchemist, where we discuss all things heavy metal and hard rock. On today's episode, why I do not like when records, vinyls, and CDs have big box store exclusives. So, what inspired me to make this video was I've seen some people making videos and talking about this subject, and people were making the video about Walmart has a exclusive Metallica vinyls. They're colored vinyls of, I think it's like the first four and maybe like Hardwired, their most recent one or something. I don't think the Black Album was in there, and a lot of people were sort of discussing how like the good and the bad of this whole thing of these big box stores like Walmart and Best Buy and when they have exclusives. And they were sort of commenting on how some people frown on these things and say you shouldn't buy records from Walmart or Best Buy, or even some people go as far as like Amazon, that you should only be buying things from independent stores. So, okay, here's my thoughts on that. I do not have a problem with anybody buying anything wherever they want to buy it. And in this day and age, if you can get a deal somewhere and it's your situation, you know your financial situation, you got to do what you got to do. And the other thing is if only Walmart is carrying these colored Metallica vinyls, you can't get it anywhere else. So you don't have any other choice. So I don't blame the consumer at all for this. And I do not blame a consumer for going to Amazon and buying something from Amazon, or Target does exclusives too with some vinyl and stuff like that. I don't blame the consumer for this. Who I do blame, though, is I blame the record companies. Now, I encourage everyone, I feel that everyone should, to the best of their ability, should try to support independent mom and pop style record stores. To me, it's more of a personal experience. These people there that own the store, they know the music, they're passionate about it, they love it. The stores are there just selling music, vinyl, CDs, whatever. And I like to support those kind of stores, and I always encourage people to support them because they're working on more of shoestring budgets, and they're getting by a lot of times just on their love of the music and just wanting to be around music and wanting to be selling it and interacting with the customers and everything. So when these record labels only sell their product through these big box stores, where I have a problem with that, again, it's not with the people buying it there, it's with the record labels putting it in these stores and not supporting these independent mom and pop stores. When they do these things through the big box chains, these big box stores do not care about music. I just mentioned the independent stores. These are people that are passionate about music, that are passionate about records, audio, whatever. The big box stores, they do not care. They are just there to sell a product. Walmart does not care about music. They care about what sells and what doesn't sell. I'm not faulting them for that. That's just their business model. So what happens, and this was a thing back in I'm going to say like I don't know, maybe it was like the mid 2000s. I can't really remember when this really started, where you started seeing big artists doing exclusives with certain places. Like I think Bruce Springsteen did like an exclusive with Walmart. I remember when AC/DC's Black Ice came out, they had like an exclusive thing with Walmart where the CDs were different colors that you could only get from Walmart. And there were a whole bunch of other bands that were doing this. They were doing it with Best Buy, with Walmart. And what, of course, eventually happened, let's look at Best Buy. I remember, I think Best Buy had an exclusive, I think, with when Guns N' Roses' Chinese Democracy came out. So the Best Buy in the town that I lived in, in the mid 2000s, after Napster hit, Napster in the early 2000s came around, 2000, 2001, and it wiped out a lot of mom and pop CD places that were only carrying CDs. And this was before the vinyl boom. So a lot of these places just got knocked off the map. So there weren't a whole ton of places that you could buy CDs. I remember in the mid 2000s, I would get stuff from, there was an FYE, which is like a chain store. It was at our local mall, Best Buy. And I think there was like one mom and pop store that carried CDs. So I got a lot of stuff from Best Buy, and at that time in the early 2000s, Best Buy, also Barnes and Nobles and Borders, they had CDs too, but they tended to be really expensive. Best Buy had a pretty decent CD section, pretty decent music section. It took up the whole like sort of area of the store. You could find, most of your classic rock stuff, most of the new stuff that came out. They always had it. I remember buying the Heaven and Hell, the band The Devil You Know album, getting that the day it came out. I remember buying like Ladderless from Tool, standing in line, waiting for them to open those big sliding doors, waiting to get in to buy Ladderless, and there being like, freaking like 100 people outside waiting to get in. And they were pretty decent. You could go in there. I remember buying like, you can find like Megadeth. You can find anything like super obscure in there. But if you needed a Megadeth CD, or you needed Metallica or Anthrax or Slayer, you could find that stuff in there. You could find all your classic rock stuff. And it was very reasonably priced. It was like $10.99, $9.99. They had a lot of sales and stuff like that. So it was a pretty, it was a good place to go and to get CDs at that time. But the problem is that when these artists started doing exclusives with them, like Best Buy, for instance, again, Best Buy doesn't care about CDs. And by the late, I don't know, probably, I'm going to guess this was probably 10, 12 years ago when CD sales started to really decline, when iTunes started kicking in and stuff like that, and people, then especially when streaming started. When CD sales started to decline, of course, Best Buy, they're not a music store, they're an electronics store. They're selling refrigerators and stuff like that. I remember coming in one day and they had literally knocked out about a third of the CD section. They had just taken it down. And I'm not kidding now, they had replaced it with decorative toilet seats and bathroom fixtures. They had a whole like rack of decorative, what it used to be a CD rack was now a rack of decorative toilet seats. So that for me sums up the way Best Buy and these box stores think about music. Hey, if decorative toilet seats can sell better than CDs, then get those toilet seats in here. That's just what it was. And as time went on, Best Buy, they just kept taking out more and more rows. They stopped stocking newer CDs. They stopped stocking the older stuff. And it just got smaller and smaller until they just took it away altogether. So all those artists and record labels decided to have exclusives with Best Buy. Guess what? Best Buy doesn't even carry CDs anymore. And Walmart, they're not too far off either. I mean, Walmart, they have some like vinyl in there. I mean, I have more CDs than they do at this point. I mentioned in one of my formats video that you go into Walmart now and they have those big, huge like crates, just all these CDs dumped in there, and you can just buy them for like a couple bucks. So they don't care, and Walmart will go the same way that Best Buy will too eventually. Well, they're just going to get rid of CDs and their music section altogether. The Walmart near where I live, I mean, I think it's like one side of a row for music now. That's what it's down to at this point. And I mentioned Black Ice earlier. Black, they had, AC/DC had that exclusive with the different, it was like a red cover, a yellow cover, a blue cover. And I was at our Walmart not too long ago, and there's a section. I was looking for like a headphone jack or something, wire or something like that. And they had a wall, and I noticed there was a box all the way on the bottom, like sort of under a shelf, and there were CDs in it. And just out of curiosity, I pulled this box out, and there was, man, there must have been 150 Black Ice CDs for 99 cents. In this box. And I thought, that's kind of, here's your glorious exclusive. And now it's just, they don't care. It's in a box for 99 cents underneath a shelf somewhere. They could care less. They're probably just going to take it and throw it in the trash can eventually. So that is the problem that I have with these exclusive. These record companies, if you want to do an exclusive, and they sort of do stuff like this with Record Store Day, and I do applaud them for doing that. Record Store Day is something that supports the mom and pop independent record stores, and I that's great that they do that. That is something that record stores, really, it's a big day for stores. They make money off of that. I think it's great. I do have issues with Record Store Day. That's another video. So I applaud them for that. But still, this whole thing of like doing exclusives with Walmart, and again, I get it. It's a money making thing, like Metallica doing these colored vinyls. Why not do something with, do it with FYE. I don't know if everybody has that in their area. FYE was a chain store that you'd find in your mall. There's still an FYE at the mall near me. So there's still FYEs out there. Do an exclusive with FYE. At least the majority of their store is music. I mean, their music has even gotten cut down now, where they do all these like pop culture things. But they still, at least, they were originally a music store. Do an exclusive with them. Find a way to do an exclusive with mom and pop record stores. Okay, I get it if you can't do it with every single mom and pop store in the area, but there's still some it's a record store out of Boston, Newberry Comics. That's a store where they have a couple stores in the area. Just find a way to help the stores that are dedicated to music. These exclusives with Walmart or Target or Best Buy, guess what? They don't care. When they find out they can make more money selling decorative toilet seats or trash bags or whatever, they will move the music section out and replace it with whatever they think will sell. And that's their business model. But the record companies, they should know better, because when they were supporting Best Buy with their exclusives for Best Buy, guess what? When Best Buy now doesn't even carry any music anymore. And I remember at the time when some of these exclusives were happening, the mom and pop stores were like, these are big albums. We could be drawing people into our stores. But, they're giving it to Walmart or Target or Best Buy, and we're losing business. So it's a shame. They shouldn't do that. That's my issue with these big box store exclusives. I don't fault the people who have to buy these things. Look, if it's only at Walmart, what else are you going to do? And I get it. If you can get something for cheaper at Walmart, I know Walmart sometimes does like 50% off their new vinyl. Hey, great, man. If you can save yourself some money, I get it. I understand that. But these limited edition exclusive things that they only do with the big box stores, I don't like it. Support the independent mom and pop stores. Find a way to support them. Forget about Walmart. They don't care about music. That's my issue with these Target, Best Buy, Walmart, those places. They do not care about music. And in the end, they will eliminate their music sections. They're already moving towards that. Best Buy already did it. Walmart is moving towards that. I have no idea. Target, I have no idea what's going on there. Do they even sell CDs, have a music section? I don't know. Okay, so there you go. Let me know what you think about these big box store exclusives. Is it something that you're okay with? Is it something that you buy these things? Do you buy any music from these bigger stores? I mean, maybe the topic of buying from like Amazon. I view Amazon as a separate type of thing because that's a different thing with the mail order and everything. But so, all right, let me know what you think of these big box store exclusives. Let me know down in the comments. Make sure you hit like and subscribe. And until we see you again, make sure you stay heavy, stay metal.